Shazam and I throw somebody out of it,
Yeah.
then that works as well. So as long as it's glass and
As
I
long as
throw
it's
somebody
a pane of glass bigger than one's head.
but not a mirror.
Not a mirror. No, a mirror is a whole different thing.
Okay. Okay, so no mirrors, but a pane of glass.
Yeah.
Larger than my head.
Yeah. It's going to be a great article.
So you know what my favorite gag in Dragonheart is?
Is it the arm and the tooth?
That's a great gag. Wonderful gag. But I'll give you 2 more chances.
Okay. Is it the the arrow into the bucket?
Nope, but that's a really good one too.
I like that one a lot.
Right.
I'm just trying to think. Mine would be the constant poetry from Gilbert.
I mean, I love it, but that's not my favorite.
Okay.
It's very much so a gag. Like, it's a gag.
Is it the loogie? Is it the hockaloogie?
Mm-mm. That's funny too. Can I tell you what it is?
Please.
Or you want 2 more guesses?
No, you do it.
All right. So my second favorite gag is when Gilbert shoots the dummy in the head, then right in the crotch area. He's like, "You're a natural, Gilbert." He shoots a guy in the butt later on. But I think my favorite one is when Dina Meyer's character, Kara, Bowen's like, "Listen, this dragon needs a maiden sacrifice." So all the villagers just put her in a cart, and they're like, "Take her there!"
No,
like they roll her to the dragon. That's a funny gag. That's a gag that I love because the villagers are like, "Okay, cool." Like, they're not worried at all. They just dump her in a thing, and she's like, "Guys, you know me. I grew up with you."
Yeah, that is a good gag. And so Dina Meyer, this was kind of the beginning of her run. Was this, and then she did Starship Troopers, and then she did what was the Batman show? Birds of Prey.
She had a good run. Johnny Mnemonic. I mean, Johnny Mnemonic was big when she did it. Oh, wow, she works. Have you seen her IMDb? That's awesome. Yeah, she did Johnny Mnemonic. Then she did Dragonheart. Ooh, listen to this. Then she did Friends. Whoa. That was huge, though. To be on Friends in 97.
Oh, no, to be on Friends?
Yeah. And then she did, let's see, Starship Troopers. Well, Ally McBeal. And then she did Bats. So, that's, yeah, but that's still a good run. Oh, and Birds of Prey. Yeah. Good run. She was in Piranha 3D. I was happy to see her.
Yeah, she's one of those actresses when you see her, you're like, oh, it's you. Look at you doing things.
She's busy. She works. And yeah. I was listening to the commentary, and there was a lot of the writers all really hate on her casting, but the director Rob Cohen very bluntly on the commentary said, "I did not want a supermodel. I did not want a actress who was beautiful, like whatever, beautiful but not coordinated. He didn't want a." Right. Like, he said it much more blunt than me. I just don't like saying it. He's like, "I didn't want some like skinny, But yeah. So then he saw Dina Meyer, who's still very skinny and incredibly in shape, but she's still athletic in this role. So that's how she got it. There were other names up for it that were probably bigger, but he's like, "I wanted someone that could actually hold an axe in this movie." And I thought her fighting was pretty good. Not pretty good. I thought her fighting was really good.
Very believable.
I mean, the choreography in this movie, I kept like going, Meg, they held that shot for 5 swords. Like they actually let the actors swing large swords at each other. And that is impressive.
Well, didn't Dennis Quaid train with like some crazy Japanese swordmaster?
He did. And he got efficient. You know what I like too about this movie is, we talked about this with Lady Hawk. When we watched Lady Hawk and that sword fight in that movie, it felt like people winging very heavy swords at each other. This movie has this too. And this isn't In the Name of the King with Jason Statham where he has a styrofoam axe and he's bopping people.
This is not Steel Dawn.
Yeah, there's no dance fighting in this. And I actually recommended dance fighting on Deep Blue Sea, the podcast. We were doing a Cutthroat Island episode. And our guest, Jeanette Ward, she does belly dancing, but she did a performance with, with swords. So I told her to watch Steel Dawn, obviously, because of dance fighting.
Yeah. No, every time I talk to anybody about anything, I try to recommend them to watch Steel Dawn.
And I also told them about the punch.
Yeah. My favorite moments, not we're reminiscing about our old episodes, but my favorite moments were the dance fighting, the thwack, as I call it, when he punches that guy in the face, and then Kmart Hulk Hogan.
Oh, yeah.
Those were my three favorite bits from that episode.
That punch. I have never been so obsessed with a punch in my life.
No, the punch in the sandwich.
Oh, yeah, the sandwich. Man. Sometimes I just want to go and revisit all these movies on the show. Sometimes I'm like, I want to talk about Constantine again. It's just, I could do these episodes. I could just do 10 episodes around and round.
Well, the thing is, we have a workaround for Constantine, because we did a Constantine episode. We could do a Constantine episode.
Yes, you're right. Constantine. But
wasn't, unless I remember incorrectly, wasn't Dina Meyer like the second actress that auditioned, and then the director was like, "Yep, that's the one. Like, stop looking."
Yeah, because they were pushing a bunch of people who were really, I guess, unathletic on it, and she came in and just destroyed what was in front of her. So they said, okay, we'll slap multiple red wigs on top of her head. Doesn't matter about the continuity. We will just put whatever we can find on her head before the scene, and then she will fight.
The wig work in this movie needed help.
Yeah, I hate hating on it, but I try to be super. Yeah.
This movie for me, in 1996, I moved from a town in Northern Ontario to a town in Southern Ontario, like a big move. And I had lived in my hometown all my life, and I was 15. But the first friend that I made in my new school, Brad Acker and his brother Chris Acker, the first time I went to their house, this is what we watched.
Yes.
So like my first hang out with a new friend in the new town was come over for dinner, and then we watched this movie with their family. And so this movie always is super hits me in the feels. So much so that my daughter, we named Aislinn after the Queen.
Oh, nice. She was a pretty good actress who played Aislinn.
Yeah. I felt bad for her, you love your son, you love Bowen, you love what's going on, you plead to this dragon for his heart. But she knew the whole time, in the back of her head, she's like, this is going to go bad. I know this is going to go bad. But it's that Rosemary's Baby's a mother's love situation where you just do what you got to do.
Yep. Okay. So she hires dragon hunters to help her son. And I love that you named your daughter after a Julie Christie character. It makes me very happy.
I do what I can for you, brother.
Beautiful. But were they really dragon hunters? Because Draco... We haven't even talked about Connery yet. Draco... That's what I love about recording with you. Draco destroys these dragon hunters. They are chump change. The only time they ever do anything is when Gilbert shoots Thewlis and the dragon falls on the ground. And then they're like, oh, we'll put chains over it. These dragon hunters, I wrote in my notes, I put dragon slayers, 2 question marks. Are these good dragon slayers?
They're not good dragon slayers. I think they are the equivalent to the shark hunters in Jaws that go out in tin boats to try and get the great white so they can have the summertime dollars.
Yes.
That's what's happening right
now. There's a line in Hot Shots that I love. And they go to get Topper Harley and Hot Shots Bardot. And she looks at him and she says, and we have an episode, one of the strangest episodes I've ever recorded, and it's beautiful. We talked about which candy we would dunk our hands in to fight.
Yeah.
And what I love is when they're like, Topper, you're the best of what's left. So there's not many dragons left.
No.
Bowen, I got a bit later. Bowen went around killing all of them. So, I mean, this means dragon hunters have they've had to find other work. So this is like that last group still trying to hold on to their job, would you say? Yeah, no,
you don't want to kill the last dragon and then just become like a blacksmith.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to be at best a dragon chaser. I got it out of your village, sir.
Yeah. I would be a dragon chaser. Hey, get out of here. Throw a rock at it.
Shoo.
Get out. Come on. Go to the next village. Go. Go, Star
Mark,
Child.
I know I've said this to you a few times lately, and especially in this episode. I know that you have an incredible amount of spare time. So in that spare time, I'm going to suggest that we create a new podcast, but not a discussion podcast. One of those where it's dramatic. So just write a script, and then the two of us act out a story each week. And the podcast will be called Dragon Chasers, and it's about me and you are two dragon hunters that want to actually save dragons. So we just pretend to chase them away.
Wow. We could write a pilot episode. I have a lot of free time.
Yeah,
we could
just get on that.
Or we could just talk about a fake dragon movie. About fake dragon hunters who don't want to kill them.
Okay, so I think that's more our speed.
Scripted content is something I would love to do, but I already provide scripted content to about 3 different places. So I don't know if I have time for it.
I don't think I could do scripted content.
What do you think about this, though? This isn't... I just got to get this question out there. You're a dragon hunter. You're really good at it, too. You are...
Yeah.
Okay. When... I was going to bring up... You're a soccer player. You're Messi. You are a basketball player. You're LeBron James. You are a hockey player. You are... let's see. Who can I want to pick? Pavel Bure.
I was going to say Doug Gilmore, but that works.
Oh, Doug Latt? You're Ross, the Boss Ray?
I'm Youngblood.
Yeah, you're Youngblood. So anywhere you walk in, anywhere in the world you walk in, people go, that's the Dragon Hunter. That's the Dragon Slayer. Listen, all the other Dragon Slayers, the cool ones have respect for you, right? They're like, how do you do it, man? This is awesome. I respect you. The mediocre, this is like an Amadeus thing. The mediocre ones hate you, right? They're trying to poison you. They try to catapult you. They're jealous of you. They'll never be you. But the cool ones are like, hey, I got you. You kill every single dragon. You get to the last dragon. And that dragon's like, hey, why are you killing dragons? Like, yeah, well, I was teaching this snot-nosed but well-trained punk. And he got stabbed by this lady. And then we brought him to a dragon. This dragon gave him half his heart and it turned him bad. And then the dragon's like, well, you know that kid was evil himself. And he turned evil. And it wasn't the dragon. So you've been killing dragons, which you don't hate. You just hate the one to extinction based on a false assumption. What's your response?
I think I just cry. I just sit down and cry. What do you say when you're like, you're responsible for genocide because you didn't have a conversation?
What do you think? Oops.
Yeah, this is my problem with Batman v Superman. It's if they had a 30-second conversation, that would be in a totally different movie.
I want Superman to just go, Batman, what else could I have done?
Yeah, what would you do, Batman?
I was on Earth, hiding my identity. World-destroying machines came to Earth, attacked Metropolis. They did a lot of damage. I tried to fight him into space. He threw a satellite back to Earth. What? Just let them kill me? Let them take over the world? Let them terraform the entire world? And then Batman would just be like, shut up. Do pull-ups. But yeah, I mean, you would cry. The tire. You grab that sledgehammer.
Yeah.
So you would cry. I think I would just
cry.
Yeah. I'd let out a hearty oops. And just sort of walk backwards until I was out of frame.
Right. And then I think, so here's what you do. You emotionally react, which is I'm crying and you're walking backwards slowly into the shrubberies. But then you think how do I right what I've wronged? That's the other part, right? How do you counteract your unknowing genocide? So then you're like, okay, Draco, what can we do to with magic? Or, you have this magic heart. Can we reanimate a female dragon? What do we got to do to make you get there, bud? I'm Team Drago right now.
What if you said nothing? because